So hey guys, what's up? So welcome to World News 20 News channel. So let's talk about United States reports highest one-day toll of 1,480. The United States recorded nearly 1,500 deaths from COVID-19 between Thursday and Friday, according to the Johns Hopkins University tracker, the worst 24-hour death toll globally since the pandemic began, with 1,480 deaths counting between 8:30 p.m. Thursday and at the same time Friday, according to the university's continuously updated figures. The total number of people who have died since the start of the pandemic in the United States is now 7,406. President Donald Trump has recommended Americans to cover their faces with scarves or homemade cloth masks while going outside to curb the spread of the coronavirus, though he would not wear one himself. Citing the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), Trump urged people to wear face coverings like scarves or homemade cloth masks and to keep the medical-grade mask available for the health workers. The CDC is advising the use of the non-medical cloth face covering as an additional voluntary public health measure, Trump told reporters during a press briefing at the White House on Friday. The CDC is not recommending the use of the medical grade or surgical grade masks. Those need to be used for the medical people working to save lives of the Americans, he said. However, Trump said he will not follow that guidance. I just don't want to wear one myself. It's a recommendation, he said, somehow sitting in the Oval Office behind that beautiful resolute desk. The great resolute desk, I think wearing a face mask as I greet presidents, dictators, kings, queens. I don't know. I don't see it for myself, he said. Effect of redrawing official guidelines may be limited, while global bodies have so far advised use of the mask by ordinary citizens only in cases when they are sick or coughing. Some in the Trump administration were reportedly uncomfortable with changing this. They called for the directive to apply only to the worst hit areas. Others felt wearing masks would lead to the people neglecting social distancing, which is still seen as the most effective measure, while experts feeling that Trump undercut the CDC advice by saying that he would not wear one. It is unclear if the move will yield the desired impact. New York State pleads for aid as death count soars. New York, the increasingly battered epicenter of the nation's coronavirus outbreak, on Friday reported its highest number of the deaths in a single day, prompting state officials to beg the rest of the United States for assistance and to enact an emergency order designed to stave off medical catastrophe. In the 24 hours through 12 a.m. on Friday, 562 people, or almost every 2.5 minutes, died from the virus in New York State, bringing the total death toll to nearly 3,000, double what it was only 3 days before. In the same period, 1,427 newly sickened patients poured into the hospitals, another one-day high. Although the rate of the increase in the hospitalizations seemed to be stabilized, suggesting social distancing measures may have started working. Despite the glimmer of the hope, the new statistics were a stark reminder of the gale force strength of the crisis that is threatening New York, where more than 102,000 people, nearly as many as in Italy and Spain, the hardest hit European countries, have now testing positive for the virus. The situation, as it has been for weeks, was particularly dire in New York City, where some hospitals have reported running out of body bags and others have begun to plan for the unthinkable prospect of rushing care. It is hard to put fully into words what we are all grappling with as we navigate our way through this pandemic. Mount Sinai Health System wrote in an email to the staff on Friday, "We are healing so many and comforting those we cannot save one precious life at a time." So if you like the channel, so kindly subscribe to the channel.